So we're here today to discuss something that's, I would say, a major breakthrough in video game history.
Absolutely.
And it's the introduction of classical literature into the video game realms. And of course we have EA Games and Visceral Games to thanks for this, with Dante's Inferno, the adaptation of the Divine Comedy. And I just have to commend them on such a brilliant... I just wonder who came up with that brilliant idea to...
I don't know, the guy clearly deserves a raise.
He deserves a raise and he deserves some kind of award.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Maybe a little ribbon or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
With health flames.
Anyway, we you know, it's just the way that classical literature is almost forgotten. People, they don't read these books anymore, and they fall into, you know, libraries burn and stuff get eaten up by dogs, and we need to bring it to the forefront. These books, this literature that really paved the way for any culture that we experience today. And by bringing them back to life through a video game such as Dante's Inferno, it's truly inspiring. We also have come up with our own ideas. After Dante's Inferno is going to be released in February, so it'll be out fairly soon. So we have come up with a few ideas for EA Games and Visceral Games to sink their teeth in when it comes to classical literature, to expand on this idea that they've broken, this new ground they've broken up. One of my favorite authors of all time, Dostoevsky, wrote this book called Crime and Punishment. And the gritty realism and just the horrible conditions of that book will lend itself perfectly to a beat-em-up fighting game, a tournament-style fighting game, I would think. And it would just, I just think it's the kind of game that I would like to see Visceral do next. And but you also had a suggestion. Maybe Visceral can get some help on that, because I think they will need that.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard. This was actually brought up by a guy called Tobold on his blog, and I think there was a discussion about it in the comments, and I think it's absolutely marvelous idea. It really should be made, and that's the Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen's old book.
Also one of those games that I think, one of those books that one or two gamers might have missed.
Exactly. Most gamers have actually missed. We made an unofficial kind of survey on this a while ago, and exactly, a lot of them hadn't read Pride and Prejudice. And the beauty of this idea is that it's going to be an online game, so people can interact and talk to each other, and all these feelings, wear wonderful costumes, the gowns, and just, you know, walk around in the beautiful hillside, and then suddenly a rogue comes out of stealth and ganks them from behind. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I think that will bring through, you know, all the rudeness of the internet. It's going to be just made into a thing of people just loving each other.
And of course that's a massively multiplayer experience. I was thinking of something entirely different, something very solemn, something very deep, emotionally fitting. A game based on Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. And in it you would find that that harsh, sort of depressing mood, and you would be out on the sea on your own, and if the sea would talk to you, it would be like a creature of its own. It would just swallow you up. And I was thinking, you know, the Wiimote and Project Natal and the motion control that's coming, and you would just use it to try and wheel in that fish, and while the sea is constantly trying to speak to you, and it has a voice of its own and a character of its own, and you're just immersed in this battle with the fish for hours on end, and you're trying to wheel it in, and it would just be an awesome experience. And I think it would be truly just, you know, building on the classic literature and actually making to something even better than what the novel is. And that is something that I feel that should be the aim for each of these games that we've suggested, and also for Dante's Inferno, that it's so actually, you know, you don't even have to read the books anymore, because the games are actually building on that and making it something better, something sweeter, something that sort of just makes these books obsolete.
Absolutely, we've seen so much like interactive books aimed at small children. They can sit on the computer and click through, like Pippi Longstocking.
It's a brand new age.
So this is a brand new age. This is something that we as adults want to do. I want to read books, but I don't really have the time since I have to play all these games for Game Reactor. But what if you just started to combine them, just like they're doing with Dante's Inferno, and all of a sudden, you know, you don't have to read anymore. It's absolutely brilliant.
And please don't forget to send the royalties, EA.
Yeah, we want a small cut. Should we go back to reading our Paradise Lost together again?
Why not?
It's
and we'll be back tomorrow
for more calendar fun.